The C-SPAN networks bring you long-form public affairs programming from the nation's capital and are a public service of your television provider. C-SPAN, created by cable.
Senate resolution, whereas Dr. Abby Nakomo, chairman of the...
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that further reading of the resolution be dispensed with.
Without objection, so ordered.
Mr. President, as we all know, on June 12, 1986, the South African government imposed sweeping state of emergency regulations which grant the military and police broad powers to question and detain individuals. Since June 12, 1986, the government has acknowledged detaining close to 10,000 South Africans. Independent monitoring groups estimate more than 12,000 people have actually been detained. But I'm not here to talk about these statistics, as horrifying as they may be. I'd like to take a moment of my colleagues' time to discuss just one victim of apartheid and the state of emergency regulations. The resolution I've introduced concerns the case of Dr. Abby Nkomo. Over the past several years, Dr. Nkomo has been an active and well-respected community leader. In addition to his successful medical practice, he has chaired the Atteridgeville Civic Association and served as vice chairman of the Pretoria Council of Churches. But most importantly, Mr. President, Dr. Nkomo has worked tirelessly for peaceful change in South Africa. My colleagues probably wonder why I would bring Dr. Nkomo's case to their attention. Has he distinguished himself in some unusual way? The answer is no. The fact of the matter is, Dr. Nkomo is very much like many other community leaders who advocate including the black majority in the South African political process and in its power. Inexplicably, it's just these voices of moderation that the South African government has chosen to harass, detain, and put on trial. Dr. Nkomo is representative of thousands of black citizens and leaders who have advocated dialogue with the government, and the government has responded with repression. Over the past year, Dr. Nkomo and his family have been threatened, his clinics have been ransacked, and his car and home have been bombed. In spite of his pleas, none of these incidents have been investigated by the police. In fact, instead, his daughter was detained for 47 days, and he has been detained himself since June 12th. He has suffered solitary confinement, he's been separated from his family, and he's been denied adequate medical attention. Prior to his arrest, Dr. Nkomo was representative of many moderate voices of reason within the black communities of South Africa who believe in dialogue. As a detainee under the state of emergency, he is representative of thousands who have been stripped of their civil liberties and basic rights. This resolution expresses the Senate's concern with the treatment Dr. Nkomo has suffered. But it is more than a statement of support for an individual victim of apartheid. It is a statement of support for due process and civil liberties for all South Africans. Most importantly, this resolution is a strong statement of support for dialogue between the government and the moderate advocates of peaceful change that Dr. Nkomo represents. Last week, the Senate made the difficult decision to override the President's veto of the Anti-Apartheid Act of 1986. None of us should feel this action resolved the issue or close discussion of the problems South Africa confronts. By overriding the veto, we confirmed our responsibility and role in shaping our policy towards South Africa. This sense of the Senate resolution reaffirms our support for those who seek dialogue and peaceful ways to dismantle apartheid. This resolution has been cleared on both sides of the aisle, as I understand it. And I'd also like at this point to include, I ask unanimous consent to include a statement by my colleague, Senator Cohen, in support of the resolution.
Without objection, so ordered. Is there further debate on the resolution? If not, without objection, the resolution is adopted, and the preamble is agreed to.
I move to reconsider that vote.
The motion to lay on the table is agreed to, without objection.